be talking to you about why the death of sales is a bad thing for your martial arts business. Hey guys, my name is Jennifer Waters and I am the Sales and Systems Sensei. In this video, we're talking about why the death of sales or a salesperson inside of your martial arts business is a very, very bad thing. I don't know about you, but when I start first hearing about sales, it kind of makes me squirm in my seat a little bit, or at least it used to. I'd start thinking bad things like someone's going to try to sell me something. It's going to hurt my feelings because I can't afford it. I might be thinking about things in the way of like, oh, I'm going to get approached by this sleazy car salesman who won't leave me alone and pesters me all the time just to get a sale. And if that's the case, then you might be going, yes, I hate sales. I want it to die. But this is why it's a bad thing. If you're trying to eliminate the sales position inside of your school, the actual human interaction where you're digging into what's going on inside of that person's life, you are then limiting yourself for not only how much you can charge to change that person's life, but how much you can do to help them improve their life. And here's why. The very first thing to keep in mind is that when you do a proper sale, it's all about leadership. It's leading the person towards the result that they need in order to transform their life. You're not just selling punches and kicks or triangles and chokes. You are selling this person a transformation that's going to occur in your program. So if you're not doing that right now, you're missing this whole entire mindset that you need to adapt. And when I adapt that mindset of service, of leadership, then I'm going to take it upon myself to fully know and understand that person that's sitting across from me. What is it that they need? How can I help this child? How can I help this adult achieve what they've always wanted to achieve? How do I get to know them personally? In one of my other videos, we talk about recession proofing your martial arts school. And one of the things that I say, and I'm going to repeat it again, is that people don't quit services. They quit relationships. So if you're not developing a relationship from day one, you're going to have a harder time keeping this person active. You know, right after the pandemic, tons of people were wanting to get active, get involved, start training, start doing this. And we saw a surge inside of martial arts businesses. And that was a really good thing because a lot of people were getting close to shutting their doors or maybe did. But now we're seeing things kind of aka go back to normal, but now we're coming up against a recession. So a lot of people are starting to pull back. And you can listen to my video on recession proofing your martial arts school for all the details on what you should be looking at. But one of the things that you also need to really seriously consider is making sure that you have a very tight sales process. When someone comes in your door, what do they expect and what do you provide to them? When they come in the door, are you digging into what their existing challenges are and how your martial arts school is going to help them? How you are going to be the solution to the problems that they have? If that's not the case and you can't do that, if you can't dig in and instead you might just be saying, hey, here's a price sheet, go see that instructor if you're ready to sign up, you may be missing out on a really crucial element, which is getting that relationship built with that student from day one. Now, the other thing is that when you eliminate the sales process, you also eliminate pre-framing any additional programs that you might have in the future. So if you've ever talked to a student and you're like, hey, so your program, your membership's coming up and we think you'd be really great for XYZ program. It starts, this would be a great time for you to move in that program. And they're like, no, I'm just not interested. It's because you never planted a seed from the beginning. If you plant that seed in the beginning and you go, hey, in 3 months, 6 months, you're going to be eligible for this, but you have to achieve X, Y, and Z in order to be eligible. Well, they're going to be thinking about it. And the seed's already been planted. So then when the time comes around and they're ready to move up to that next level program, you can talk about it. You've already talked about it. It opens the door for that conversation. The other thing is, it really limits your ability to have different types of pricing tiers or options or to be flexible with payments. So if someone says, I can't afford it, what exactly are you doing to help them be able to afford it? If you eliminate the sales position, it comes down to handing out a sheet of paper and just going, choose a package or an option that works better for you. And you're not actually able to dig into their conversation or into the conversation with them about their personal finances and where they're at to make sure that you can help them through this process. You're going to be missing out on people. You're only going to get the people who, hands down, it's easy for them to hand over the money. Well, Jennifer, that's what I want. I want the people that it's easy to hand over the money. Slow down. I want you to hold your horses, as they say down here in the South. you do want those people, don't get me wrong. You do want those people who can afford your program, who it's like, this is just pennies, just a drop in the bucket for them, and it really doesn't matter. But here's the problem. If it's easy for them to dispose their income on you and your services that you provide in your martial arts school, it's super easy for them to say, I don't want to pay anymore. I'm going to go invest my money over here in something else. It's super easy for them to do that because it doesn't mean as much to them as somebody who literally has to sacrifice something that they would normally have, whether that's going out to the movies once a month, having a nice dinner with the family, and they're sacrificing that in order for their child to have martial arts training. That person values it totally different than the person who's just throwing cash at you and saying, sure, go ahead, no worries. I've got plenty of cash over here. The value discrepancy is completely different. And I think that you should have a healthy mix of both of those types of students in your school, but I think that you should not eliminate those people that you can help figure out their personal financial situation in order for them to be able to actually afford your program. And I think that's where the sweet spot is, and where a lot of people just leave money on the table because they're only going after the people who have a lot of disposable income, and they're not working with the people that maybe are just looking at the price and having sticker shock, and they don't know how to make it work out for their personal finances. You as a leader could lead them through that process. So guys, listen, it's really hard to address someone quitting if you don't know why they started, which is why I think that you can't eliminate the sales position. You have to continue to have a position, someone in your school that's looking after the health of the new students that are coming in and is digging into why they want to start and helping them activate at certain milestones to make sure that they're achieving their results. And if that's the case, if they're doing those things, then you're going to have a very healthy, a very vibrant sales process inside of your school that is serving the community. It's not causing them to hate you. It's not causing them to be upset about the fact that you're asking them for money. It's serving the people inside of your martial arts school. Hey, if this made a lot of sense and you're like, I need that process, I want to get this system set up inside my school, then you just need to head over to sevenfiguredojo.com. We've got a training inside of there, and then you can also take a tour, a demo of what our program is like in case you'd like to see about that as well. Until next time, guys, keep being awesome.